Hey Crafty Mavens, I just wanted to insert this really quickly before the beginning of the video. I filmed it at a couple of different times, and so I repeat myself a couple times, so please just forgive me for that part. And then the other thing that I wanted to say is welcome to the Crafty Maven Getaway Anniversary Week celebration. And for the Anniversary Week, we're doing a couple of things. There's the inspiration piece at the beginning of the video, and then we were challenged by Hannah to use inspiration from a former or current Crafty Maven. So I chose a very good friend of mine, Rachel Reynolds, who was on the original Crafty Maven design team, and picked a layout of hers, actually one of the first ones I think she did for the Crafty Maven channel, and scrap lifted it. And my layout is a very, very close scrap lift of hers. I switched the sides a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty much the same, and I showed that layout up at the beginning of the video, and hopefully I did Rachel's layout justice and she likes it, but I guess we'll find out together. So thanks again, happy anniversary Crafty Mavens, I'll see you soon.
I just wanted to show you quick what I was starting with. I've already started just a little bit, actually doing 2 pages. One is going to be a full 12 by 12 and the other next to it's going to be a divided page for my daughter's birthday. So I did, like I said, I already started a little bit. I have a whole bunch of papers picked out using my stash, so that's kind of the Stash It Monday idea. These are all from A Simple Story's birthday 6x6 pad, and the rest is all, oh, and so is this polka dotted one. And the rest is all either black cardstock or Bella Boulevard. Oh, and this is just a scrap. I don't even know what line that one's from, but these are both Bella Boulevard. This one is Just Add Color, and this one is Daily Chevy's. And they're both papers that I love and have hoarded, and using them for her birthday layout's going to be perfect. So because I'm doing the 12 by 12 and then the facing page is divided, I want to have some scraps so that they coordinate with each other and kind of things that go together. So that's sort of the idea. I'll do the rest on fast forward. Oh, and I also already made these little bows to use as embellishments. I used it's Maggie Holmes die set. There's a big camera and then this bow maker. So I used those. Anyway, I'll fast forward now and see you soon.
So I showed you what I was going to use in the previous video, and now here I go. I've already cut that out, cut out the middle of my black cardstock. I used it to mat the big photo. I stole this trick from a video that I watched where she just put a little bit of tape on one little part as she was framing it, because I can never get my frames centered. And I thought, hey, that's a great trick. That'll work. Yeah, it didn't help. It's still not perfectly centered, but it's good enough. So I am scrap lifting the layout from Rachel, and that's what I'm going to do on my phone right now, is pulling up that layout from Rachel from my saved documents there, and look at it on my phone and kind of set the phone beside me so I have it to look at. I switched sides from her layout, like she had hers on the right and mine's on the left, but other than that, it's pretty much a dead scrap lift from her layout. I put my title in the same place, I kind of set things up in the same place. I don't maybe have exactly the same layers as hers, and I don't have the embellishments. She has like a lot of word type embellishments along the bottom of hers, and I didn't necessarily actually end up really having room for that when it was all said and done. So I had cut the bows out of that polka dotted paper and decided that the pieces that were left, I really wanted to still use it as one of those layered photo mats. And you can see on the left hand side over there where a couple of those bows were cut out. That's not going to be a big deal. I'm going to put some embellishments over that and you'll never know the difference. So the star paper and the stripe paper I cut into chunks so that I can use it behind the photo as a mat, lined up, so that it looks like it's a bigger piece of paper than what it actually is. And that's a trick that I love to do when using 6x6 paper pads. I have a little trouble with the T-square. I wanted to get it just straight, and then, yeah, I flaked about it, but that's fine. I love using, sorry, back to the chunks of paper. I love using chunks of paper like that as mats, especially when I'm using a 6x6. It's a great way to use 6x6 paper pads without it being obvious when you're done that, hey, this was a 6x6 paper pad. So that piece, I didn't need the whole chunk that I had cut. I only needed really a tiny little bit because that was all that was going to show at the bottom there. So I cut that off, and that's going to be perfect for my banner. I use ATG adhesive, so I love that I can just roll that off if I get it on a piece of paper that I don't want it to be on. That wasn't quite straight, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I straightened that up a little bit. Here I'm just cutting apart the little cut apart sheet from that 6x6 paper pad. I know I wanted to use that birthday girl piece, and I'm going to end up using a whole lot of these little cut aparts between this page and the facing page. So the facing page to this page, I originally think I'm going to use that happy birthday as kind of the title up there with the banners. Doesn't happen like that. So this page and the facing page is a divided page protector from kind of the same day. At least my daughter's in the same dress, and so I wanted to make sure I had enough of those other papers to do at least some accents on that facing page as well. So that's why I'm being really stingy with my paper, is so that I have plenty left over to do that as well. Here I'm cutting the banners, and you're going to see me cut those banner strips like kind of two different ways. There's the cut down the middle version, and then this version I have better luck with, the folding the paper in half. I tend to like the way those look when I do that better. I'm going to mat those little cut aparts that I'm going to use, the birthday girl and the happy birthday one, on the black cardstock. So I'm just going to trim down with my scissors. I do a decent enough job with those scissors on small pieces. It doesn't bother me. And I like the way that those look. They're popping off the page nicely like that. And then I'm going to put my banners kind of up there. Again, I'm just copying exactly off of Rachel's page. So I went away briefly for a second. I don't even think it was noticeable. But I went to get those stickers. I remembered that I had them, and they remind me very, very much of that striped paper. They don't match exactly, but you don't notice. They look similar enough. They look cool. They all look sort of festive. You'll also, or you might not, but I noticed after I was mostly done with this page that I was mixing white papers and cream papers, and I didn't even notice it while I was making the page. It didn't bother me, and usually that does bother me, but here it didn't. I like the way that it looks. Everything mixes nicely, and I think it all goes together really well. So I used the word birthday to decide where my banners went, since it was kind of a long word, and stuck all of those down. And was debating with myself about whether I wanted to do happy in the same font or a different one, and I decided on a different one. As while I was looking for that, I found those label stickers that were pinkish, and they happen to match what I'm going to use for these letters for happy exactly. And I had the label number 17, and that's how old she turned, so I was going to use that label there behind. It actually goes behind the happy birthday, just so the little 17 sticks out of it. And I really like it. It just adds a little bit of that pink color. She's a girl, and it's her 17th birthday, so pink is the perfect color. So this is just about the end. I'm going to add a few more things. You see me add the bows, add those square cut aparts. I am going to show at the end the 2-page spread. So this page along with the companion page, the divided page protector. You're going to see that in the still shots at the end. There's that 17 going behind the happy birthday words. And then really, I'm going to add those paper bows that I made. And I'm going to kind of play with which ones are which, because they don't all match exactly. Some of them have a little bit of black, and some have more, and yeah. So I'm just going to decide which one goes where based on kind of the amount of black and how it goes with where they're sitting. And then I use the third one on the other page. And that's really it. I add some enamel dots, and it's done. So thanks for watching, and thanks Rachel for the inspiration. Have a great day. Bye.